Hey YouTube, Christian Prepper here this morning with you, and I want to talk about something that's very dear to most of your hearts, and that's right, money. And this is real money, not the fake stuff right here that you go to the bank and get. Now, I'm at one of my mini caches. I can't stress enough not keeping all your stuff in one spot. And, you're really setting yourself up for defeat if you do that. I diversify, spread your stuff around. That way if you get robbed or a storm or a fire, it don't get everything you got. But this is not real money. And to kind of put that in perspective, a guy on the internet the other day was talking about gas, and he said, you can take a real dime. This is a dime that was minted before 1964. It's 90% silver. This dime's worth right today about $4. You could take this one dime and trade it for a gallon of gas. If you take real dimes, or it don't take that much to buy stuff. If you took a dime today, that's just a bunch of alloy metals around, it would take 35 to 40 of them to buy a gallon of gas. So that should show you what real money will do versus the fake fiat money that we got now. Now, some preppers, they just almost refuse to buy silver. They put all their money in preps, and that's fine. Prepping's a guessing game. You're guessing about how bad will things get, what will I need, when will I need it, how much will I need, and I look at this as kind of a wild card. Precious metals. Silver and gold has been around for thousands of years. You can read about it back in the Bible. Abraham buying grave plots with silver coins. Silver and gold has never been worth nothing. This will be worth nothing one day. It's worth nothing now. It has no intrinsic value at all. Silver has value in the way of you use it in electronics. You use it in precious metals. Jewelry. Gold has intrinsic value. It's never been worth nothing. This is already worth nothing. People just have not discovered it yet, but I think in the near future you'll see this go to nothing. I keep some cash in my cache just in case a terrorist act or something hits and I can't get to the bank. The banks are not open. I keep a couple of $1,000 just in case I have to need some cash to get by on. But I don't store a lot of my wealth in cash. Now, I want to talk to you today about buying precious metals. Now, there's different types of metals. You can buy gold. This is a Krugerrand from South Africa, and it's a 1 ounce piece of gold. These sell right now for around $1,600. I've had mine for years. I didn't pay that much for it, but that's what they're trading for. This is great for storing wealth. Now listen, I'm talking, this video is mainly to preppers that's already got your food supply, you've already got your water supply, you've already got your security, you've already got your weapons, your ammunition, you've already got a place to go. This is after you get all that done that you think you're going to need to survive the initial 6 months or year, and you still have some wealth, you still have some money, then you buy this. If I had not done anything to prepare, I wouldn't run out and buy a gold Krugerrand or anything else like this. I would take care of my preps first, but after that, that's when you buy this. Now, a gold Krugerrand or gold maples or golden eagles, all that's great ways to preserve wealth, but it's a real poor bartering tool. And the reason it's such a poor bartering tool is because it's worth so much. A 1 ounce gold round, like I said, today it's worth $1,600. As our currency goes down, this will continue to go up. And, it'll be hard to barter this. It's great for storing wealth. It's small, and you get a lot of dollars per coin. But, I don't have a lot of gold pieces. I do have some. This is a 10 ounce silver bar. There again, it's pretty good at storing wealth, but it's a real poor bartering tool. There's just too much here. This bar right here right now is worth probably in the $400 range, give or take a few dollars. It depends on the silver market. These are great for storing wealth. They're a real poor bartering tool. The next thing you have is just generic rounds. A generic round would be something like this. This is a Liberty. I don't know if you can see that. This is a Liberty. It's just a generic coin. This is another one. This one right here actually commemorates Desert Storm. And it was put out in 1991, I think. But it's just what they call a generic silver round. It's a 1 ounce silver piece. It's just generic. I have some of these that say happy birthday, all kind of stuff on them, all kind of commemorations, and those are fine. Then you have what they call the buffaloes. It has an Indian on one side. It has a buffalo on the other. These are just 1 ounce gold pieces. You can see it has a real smooth finish on the edge of the coin, which makes it a less valuable coin. Because it would be easier to shave that off and steal metal from the coin, but that don't happen a whole lot, but it does happen. But these bullions here, you can buy usually $2 to $3 over spot. Let's just say, for instance, silver's bringing, like it is now, $36, $37 an ounce. Usually you can buy these for around $39 to $40. Then you move on up to what they call the Silver Eagle, and you'll notice the edge here is kind of like our quarters and stuff nowadays. It's kind of a grooved edge. It keeps people from shaving the edges off. You know, our Treasury Department still does that on our coins. I guess they're trying to trick us into thinking they're worth something. Back when you had silver in the coins, it prevented people from shaving the coins. Nowadays, nobody would want to steal the metal in our coins because it's worthless. But I guess they're just trying to trick us into believing they're worth something. But anyway, you see the grooves here. This makes this a higher dollar coin. It's also minted by the United States Mint. It's got the eagle. You know, I was raised in America, and you're used to seeing this type of stuff. And this would be more recognizable if you had to use this for a bartering tool. 1 ounce rounds are a pretty good bartering tool. You know, still, this might be more than you want to spend if you was in a bartering situation. So, you know, on the Silver Eagles like this, you could expect to pay probably $5 to $6 over spot, but just because it's a nicer coin. My favorite thing in silver is what we call junk silver, and you can just hear that sound. Junk silver is not junk. Junk silver is coins that was minted 1964 and back. Anything that you see 1964 and back in dimes, quarters, or half dollars, our silver dollars are 90% silver. Now that don't count for nickels, but quarters, dimes, and half dollars, 1964 and back, is 90% silver. And right now they're bringing, depending on who has them and the supply and demand, about 40 times the face value. So, but this would be a great bartering tool. Like I started out with, you can take one dime that's 90% silver and go to a flea market, because that kind of stuff will be established. If our currency collapses, it might take 3 months or 6 months, but eventually there'll be little community flea markets and bartering centers, because people's got to, you know, they got to continue to get goods they need. I mean, you'll have people that'll have clothes that have gotten too small for their kids. They'll be there trying to trade for some bigger clothes. I mean, shoes, food, every kind of thing you can imagine. There'll be those kind of things pop up. And when those kind of things pop up, you know, silver and gold has always been money. I don't know what their value will be then, but when you got a piece of silver that's this small and this recognizable, people recognize this. And most anybody can just hear silver and tell that that's a silver coin. That's not the new stuff. It's not worth anything. Most people know the dates if you have much common sense at all. And you could take this and you could trade it. So this, I would think, would be your best bartering tool. Now, one thing you don't want to get caught up in, and this is the whole fuss about Glenn Beck and Goldline on Fox. You know, Glenn Beck gets on TV and talks about how much he's for all the people, and Goldline was talking people into buying these collector coins, which was worthless. Don't do that. Just buy the regular coins, because you're just wanting the silver. You're not wanting the collector stuff. Well, that's all the time I got today, guys. See you later.